I want to show you my design portfolio because once upon a time I studied graphic design. But I have an entire portfolio that I never do anything with. And before the maps, it was my hobby. So I would make these fake projects and just pretend like I had clients. So every now and then I'm going to talk about one of my projects. So I'm going to start it off with one of my favorite projects. Discover the rich, deep flavors of wild Hebridean honey vodka. Please appreciate my advert that I spent a long time making, and it's got a little bit of heather coming out of the bottle with a bee on it. And the ice cubes were honeycombs instead. So very proud of my advert. Hebridean Honey Vodka. This was my final major project in university and I put my heart and soul into it and I've never done anything with it. It's not a real company, it doesn't exist. I just want to talk about how I got to the final design. So this was around 2017, I think, and I've always been inspired by the Isle of Harris gin, which you've probably heard of. I like their design. I love how even if you don't like gin, you want a bottle. So I wanted to do something in that kind of area with alcohol, just purely to design the bottle. So I chose Hebridean Honey Vodka, and then I learned about that there was such a thing as heather honey, and I was like, oh, why not make it heather honey? So that's how I got Hebridean Heather Honey Vodka. That's a mouthful. Maybe not best for branding. So I wanted to create something like I Love Harris Gin, where even if you don't drink alcohol, you still want the bottle. So I came up with a map. The maps were always in there. And I put it in the shape of honeycomb because bees make honeycomb. And I wanted the bottle to be simple, but kind of sexy, you know? One thing that I've always liked about the Harris Gin bottle is that when you feel it, you can feel the ridges. It's not a smooth bottle. You can feel like the lines. And I wanted to make it kind of interactive as well, where you can feel it. So the honeycomb map is actually embossed and comes out, so you can touch the map. I also made a little gift package, just like the Harris Distillery has, where you can also get the set of the two glasses. Obviously honeycomb shaped, and then the middle was cut out and you could feel the map. Like if you held the gift box, you could feel the embossed map. So that was, a really important part of it, to be kind of interactive. And if you finished the drink, you wouldn't throw it out and you'd put Harris Tweed lampshades on it and sell it for millions. So that was very important, that it was interactive to the user, that it would also appeal to people who weren't necessarily into drinking but just liked how fancy the packaging is, because isn't that what 99% of branding is? I did want to make an actual bottle, but turns out that's expensive to manufacture that. So I got a CAD file of the bottle that was designed, and then I paid some random person on Fiverr.com to make like a rendering of it so it looked really professional. And that's how I got these lovely photos of a bottle that doesn't exist. I made a cool little animation of the logo, which is a honeycomb. I wrote a whole spiel when you lift out the bottle about heather honey. I think that's what Harris Gin has. When you lift out the bottle, it's all about their branding. And I also put in a little, some cocktails suggestions, and I called it silly things like BT, the ginger bee, American honey, honey highball, the hive. Just thought that would be a little bit fun for the user. The whole kind of story of the brand was to save the bees. So I made a little tag. This is where it gets good. I made a little tag that would obviously go on the bottle. That was paper that was infused with heather seeds. So when you were finished with reading the tag about the beekeepers and how to save the bees, you would put the tag inside some soil, and that would grow into your own heather and attract some bees. I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, that's it. Hebridean Heather Honey Vodka. Does anyone want to give me a loan of a couple of million to get this in production? Do you think that it could be a success? Let me know. Please, if you're a millionaire, don't take my idea and make this, because it's mine, and it's been in my hard drive for the last 10 years. What do you think of Hebridean Heather Honey Vodka? Wow, it doesn't get any easier the more you say it. So that was the star of the show, and I hope to make some more wee reels of showing you my other projects. Check out I Love Harris Distillers and the Harris Gin, and you never know, maybe one day you'll have competition, guys. I'll have my own distillery, my own beekeepers. Just need a couple of million. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.